I'm happy to meet you on the eve of the launch of the activists commemorating 16 days of activism campaign against gender-based violence that will take place from 24th of November 2023 in Kiriandongo. The 16 days of activism campaign commence on the 25th of November, which is the International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women, with the national launch, which flags off various activities at the national and district level, in line with the national theme, and ends on the 10th of December, which is the Human Rights Day. To coincide with the launch, Uganda is also joining an Africa-wide campaign named Africa Educates. Her campaign aimed at ensuring that every girl has access to quality education from early childhood through secondary and higher education level. The 16 days of activism campaign against gender-based violence was inaugurated in 1991 and has since grown globally and is marked with a wide range of activities organized by various stakeholders. This year, 2023, marks 23rd anniversary of the 16 days of activism campaign. In 2008, the UN Secretary General launched another initiative, Unite, End Violence Against Women by 2030. That reinforces the 16 days of activism campaign. The Unite campaign calls for a global action to increase awareness, galvanize advocacy for global action to increase awareness and galvanize efforts and share knowledge and innovative measures to address gender-based violence. The government of Uganda, under the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development, joined the global campaign in 2008 and has since utilized the campaign annually as an advocacy and mobilization strategy for raising public awareness on gender-based violence and its implications to national development. And I want to appeal to men that we lose more when we torture women. And the country loses more when women are stressed because they are the biggest workforce that is reliable. And so the earlier they dropped violence and the negative masculinity, which makes them feel they have everything and they have all the energy to torture others, the better. And that's why we have a male engagement campaign. For the last 4 years, we have been advocating for male engagement. Because sometimes men do not torture men because they wish, they don't torture women because they just wish, because they're socialized to do that. To downplay and underlook others and make them feel that they are supposed to be serving them. And for them, they are kings and queens in the home. They are kings in the home. So because of the lack of that awareness is why we come with an activism campaign of 16 days to educate and sensitize them to join the race and the struggle and fight. Because there is no way we shall remove the only two dimensions of gender from coexisting. God created man and woman, full stop. And so these must work together to live a happy life. And I think the reason as to why the host police is also to join the campaign on awareness. And therefore police has to give the figures. Our work in the Ministry of Gender is to design policies. But we also work with partners who enforce the law, and that is police, the Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, the judiciary do enforce the law and work in partnership. And we also evaluate at the end of the year. You must have seen last month, Equal Opportunities Commission came out with a report of the prevalence of gender-based violence. And here I have read the prevalence again. 56% of women are still distressed in violence, which is so unfortunate. We have 52% almost of the total population female. So if 56% of them, more than half, have rights being violated, then the stress in the homes will go to the children and will also not spare the man, which is quite unfortunate. But it is not only based in the homes. Sometimes it is in workplaces. Sometimes it is sometimes even on the streets. Even those little children on the streets. Somebody mentioned about little mothers on the streets. We've been trying our best to clear the streets. We have provided shelters. We have children's homes. Not homes of the criminal children, the children who are in conflict with the law, but also homes for settling children home. But sometimes we also clear the streets and take them back to Karamoja, especially the biggest number of them come from Napak, specifically in one sub-county. But every time we take with the bus, the following day, another bus full comes back with the same children. So I think they are socialized to a life where they are being given free services, free food, free everything, and the homes do not seem to care for them enough. So that's why they are comfortable being here, watching electricity, listening to the music on the streets, being given tokens of survival. Unfortunately now, for the many years who have had street children, they have also raised families. Now we have street husbands, street families, and street grandparents. Because you know Uganda has the youngest grandparents. There is a lady who has at 35, she was a grandparent. So we have many of them who have grown on the streets, and a time comes and we feel it should come to an end. So it needs concerted efforts. Homes are available, we take them to the homes, they run away from the homes because they are not used to a life of being controlled by anybody.